All right. Um, I I give this presentation a ton. Like over the last couple months, I've given it probably 5 times, and so I thought, and it's such a good presentation and such a great idea, and it's really, it's nothing groundbreaking, but I think it's pretty good. And the reason why I wanted to do this, and I won't do the whole thing, um, but I really wanted to give this presentation to you to really talk about how to get your message right. And if you know me, brand is everything, right? And I love the idea of coming up with that perfect brand and that perfect message. And this is the presentation that we call Finally. And the reason why we call it Finally is that in a perfect world, what you're trying to do is you're trying to come up with that perfect message. We only have a couple seconds, right, to grab people's attention. And we're trying to come up with that perfect message that if your perfect customer sees it, they go, "Ah, finally, I've been looking for a company like this for my entire life." Or I've been looking for a service just like this. I've been looking for a product just like this. You can do it with all of those. And so, what would it have to say to get that person who is scrolling, right? Death scrolling, going on there, and they stop and go, "Whoa, wait a minute, what?" And we do it all the time, right? Buy stuff on Instagram that I don't need because I'm like, oh man, finally, there's this, underwater breathing mask that you can use, and so I'm like, I need that. Um, and and so the same thing goes with your customers, right? Is that's what they're looking for. They're looking for someone to solve their problem, to solve their pain, and they're looking for someone just like you. We just haven't told them, or our message is all over the place, or it's not quite right, or we haven't focused on that singular message to get someone to really do that next best thing, which is to stop on your ad and click it or call you. And so, how we're going to do this is you really have to pick a day and bring people in that you want to have help you. Bring your sales team in. They're super important to have in this conversation because they're the ones who are on the phone talking to customers all day long. Bring your customer support team, couple of them there, because they're the ones that are putting out fires and solving problems, and they hear those things. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what we did without you guys. And so, have a half day and really try to figure out what is that finally message. And a good way to start is to figure out what that one thing is that you do really well. What is that one thing that you do better than anybody else? And what is over and over again, what do your customers say about that, say about you, say about your product, or say about your service? And again, what would make them go, I've been looking for a company just like that? And I want you to think about their pains, and I want you to think about what problem that you're solving for them. Okay, a couple more things to get you in that mode is start asking these questions to your team. Where do you work? When someone comes up to you in a coffee shop and you're like, hey, what do you do? Tell them, what do you say that you do? Why should I be your customer? Why are you the best? I'll focus on people that want what. And I promise that by engaging with us, this is going to happen. And then again, that finally message. All right. So I want you to work on those. And if you want some help, this is my favorite thing to do. Love to run this workshop for you and your organization or your company. But this is a really good start. And I really want you to work on what that final message is. All right. Let me know how it goes.